Spirituality. So today I will discuss regarding spirituality. Namaskar to all. Spirituality can be defined generally as an individual's search for ultimate or scarce meaning and purpose in life. Spirituality involves the recognition of a feeling or sense or belief that there is something greater than myself, something more to being human than sensory experience, and that the greater whole of which our part is cosmic or divine in nature. An opening of the heart is an essential aspect of true spirituality. Spirituality can be defined generally as an individual's search for ultimate or scarce meaning and a purpose in life. Spirituality involves the recognition of a feeling or sense of belief that there is something greater than myself, something more to being human than sensory experience, and that the greater whole of which we are part is cosmic or divine in nature. An opening of the heart is an essential aspect of true spirituality. Spirituality and religion can be hard to tell apart, but there are some pretty defined difference between the two. Religion is a specific set of organized beliefs and practices usually set by a community or group. Spirituality is more of an individual practice and has to do with having a sense of peace and purpose. Spirituality exists within the mind of a person. Being a spiritual person is synonymous with being a person whose highest priority is to be loving to yourself and others. A spiritual person cares about people, animals, and the planet. A spiritual person knows that we are all one and consciously attempts to honor this oneness. Religion and spirituality are both rooted in trying to understand the meaning of life and, in some cases, how a relationship with higher power may influence that meaning. Religion is an organized community-based system of beliefs, while spirituality resides within the individual and what their personal. Spirituality includes your spiritual practices or spiritual discipline, which may include prayer, meditation, chanting, breathing, exercise, and ceremonies or rituals. Spirituality and your spiritual life also include your daily interaction with other people. It encourages people to have better relationship with themselves, others, and the unknown. Spirituality can help you deal with stress by giving you a sense of peace, purpose, and forgiveness. It often becomes more important in life of emotional stress or illness. This is the positive impact of the spirituality. Spirituality is the place within yourself where your soul can find a sense of peace. It's a concept completely liberated from any rules, institutions, or hierarchy, and it's dedicated to the human soul. Spirituality is a personal experience that creates a system of personal belief when searching for the meaning of life. It stands for something greater in life than the physical or material world. Being spiritual can mean different things to different people. For some, spirituality can be related to religion and even higher power. For others, it can be a non-religious experience such as connecting with nature, art, yoga, meditation, etc. Spirituality is a personal experience that creates a system of personal belief when searching for meaning of life. It stands for something greater in life than the physical or material world. Mystical spirituality. This type of spirituality is focused on the institutional part of the soul. People who have mystical spirituality believes that there is a greater unity to every experience in life. Every experience goes beyond the material or physical world, and everything can be brought into one greater unity. For example, people with this type of spirituality may support the idea that everything happens for a reason. There's a greater explanation behind everything, and that would be what unites all the different experiences. Authoritarian spirituality. This type of spirituality is believing in a hierarchical structure of things or in authority. People define their spirituality by following a set of rules and some restrictions. Often, this type of spirituality is associated with religious beliefs. There are cases when not following the spiritual rules of religion may cause conflict. People with authoritarian spirituality can develop a form of fundamentalist religion. Fundamentalists believe that religion is the most truthful one. They tend to exclude every other religion, which unfortunately can be cause for radical religious terrorism. Intellectual spirituality. The core belief behind this type of spirituality is knowledge. Intellectual spiritual people are prone to gaining knowledge of spiritual theories and analyzing the information they get their hands on. One form of this spiritual journey is studying theology, for example. However, this type of spirituality is not solely related to studying religion. Any knowledge that helps people improving their spirituality is a form of intellectual spirituality. Service spirituality. This is one of the most common types of spirituality. It's because people experiencing spiritual peace when they serve others. There are many ways to achieve this spirituality, but the core of it is helping others without expecting nothing in return. Doing something that will benefit someone without getting something back in a common way for people to get in touch with their spiritual selves. Social spirituality. Experiencing spiritual awakening when you are surrounded by other people. Explain in this type of spirituality. Many people practice being around other people when searching for greater spiritual purpose in life. Being in religious group is one way to experience this spirituality. However, this can also be achieved with any other form of group, exercising, nature-related activities, meditation, etc. Since there are multiple types of spirituality, there are also various ways of spiritual practice too. Spirituality in Hinduism. Spirituality in Hindu philosophy is an individual experience and referred to as kshetrajna. It defines spiritual practice as one's journey towards moksha, awareness of self, the discovery of higher truth, true nature of reality, and consciousness that is liberated and content. Traditional Hinduism identifies three ways of the spiritual practices, namely Jnana, the way of knowledge, Bhakti, the way of devotion, and Karma Yoga, the way of selfless action. In the 19th century, Vivekananda, in his Neo Vedanta synthesis of Hinduism, added Raj Yoga, the way of contemplation and meditation, as a fourth way, calling all of them yoga. Jnana Marg is a path often suggested by a guru teacher is in one spiritual practice. Bhakti Marg is a path of faith and devotion to deity or deities. The spiritual practice often includes chanting, singing, and music, such as in kirtans in front of idols or images of one or more deity or a devotional symbol of the holy. Karma Marga is the path of one's work, where diligent practice, work, varta or professions become in itself a spiritual practice, and work in daily life is perfected as a form of spiritual liberation and not for its material reward. Raj Marga is the path of cultivating necessary virtues, self-discipline, tapas, that is meditation, contemplation, and self-reflection, sometimes with isolation and renunciation of the world, to a pinnacle state called Samadhi. This state of Samadhi has been compared to peak experience. Thank you, and subscribe and like.